New South Wales in 1, Kathy Sambell, South Australia 2, Jane Ovenden of Western Australia in 3, Melissa Moore of New South Wales in 4, Kerry Johnson of Queensland in 5, Melinda Gainsford New South Wales 6, Michelle Seymour of New Zealand 7, Esther Paolo of Western Australia in lane 8. Defending champion Monique Dunstan went out in the heats yesterday, so she's no longer a factor this year. The Australian national record's held by Kerry Johnson at 11.19 and the Olympic qualifying is 11.40. Yesterday, both Melinda Gainsford and Kerry Johnson qualified for the Olympics. Johnson once again when she ran 11.37 and Gainsford when she ran 11.38. The athletes are about to be introduced on track. Jane Fleming has joined me. Jane, a winner of the national 100 metres title a couple of years ago, the Commonwealth Games gold medalist in the long jump and pentathlon. And Jane, we've got an exciting contest here with Johnson being challenged by Gainsford and Moore.
It will be a great race, Bruce. I think, well, let's hope that Kerry Johnson can get up today. She's never won a national title, even though she is the national record holder over 100 metres.
Yes, it's a surprising fact when you realise that Kerry has run faster than any other athlete in the sports history here in Australia, and that includes the great Raylene Boyle and at 11.19. Now, there's Veronica Lee of New South Wales, who's one of the outsiders here. Kathy Sambell, about to be introduced in lane 2, was a member of that Commonwealth Games gold medal team from Auckland in 1990 and ran at the World Championships last year, a team that made the final, the 4x1.
They did make the final, and these girls will be really pushing to try and finish in the top 4 to top 6 to get a relay berth for the Olympics. The relay team has almost been pre-selected, I think, so they should be sending a 4x1 team to Barcelona.
That's Jane Ovenden, the very promising West Australian, who this season has run some very good times. Here's Melissa Moore, who qualified yesterday in the 200, probably a better bet in the 200 than she is in the 100. Here's Kerry Johnson, semi-finalist last year from the World Championships.
Yeah, Kerry actually was 9th fastest qualifier, and with the disqualification of Catherine Crabber, she would have probably made the final. So if she gets back to that form, she'll certainly be looking good in Barcelona.
Well, here's the new sensation, and I don't say that lightly, Melinda Gainsford, who yesterday ran a qualifier in the 200 and also in the 100. Her 200-metre form is extraordinary at 22.68. Here's Michelle Seymour, the New Zealander, who was 2nd in the Australian Championships last year, and then Esther Paolo of Western Australia in lane 8, who doesn't seem to be in such good form this year. Gainsford's really caught everybody by surprise, hasn't she?
She has, Bruce. She has won the last 3 national titles in the juniors over 100 metres, so she has been around a while, but she's really come of age this year, and let's hope she can carry that form through to Europe and also through to Barcelona.
Well, it's unfortunate here because the women will be running into a strong headwind. The flags are really flying in their faces, and there's Melinda Gainsford, who'll be favourite tomorrow in the 200 against Melissa Moore and Kathy Freeman. We've already seen a brilliant performance by Sharon Stewart over 400 metres today, but it is a pity that the wind is not right here, and had it been a good breeze behind, we could have seen something very fast. So Johnson versus Gainsford versus Moore. Which way will they go?
Stand up, please.
There's a call there by Melissa Moore, not happy. Oh, Kerry, was it?
Yeah, Kerry will actually put her arm up. You are allowed to do that, which means you don't get a break against her. If you're uncomfortable in the blocks or just not ready to go, you can put your hand up and the starter will recall the field.
A lot of injury problems this season, Kerry Johnson, but the zenith for her was Auckland in 1990 with her 2nd to Otti in both 100-2. There's Melissa Moore, who, like Gainsford, she's an interclub member of the same club as Melinda Gainsford, had a brilliant season. A lot of tension here, as you'd expect, but the middle lanes are where we're looking. Johnson, Moore, Gainsford. Australia will send a 4x100 metre team to Barcelona. That seems certain.
I think Johnson will be the one that'll get out quick, and if you watch Gainsford over the last 30 metres, she'll really pick her up.
So they're all set. And Johnson got out so quickly, she may have even broken. It'll be interesting to see here. Now, remember, you're only allowed 1 break. If you break a second time, then you're disqualified. Now, it'll be interesting to see where the red flag goes here, whether it's Kerry or, in fact, Michelle Seymour. Now, we'll wait for the officials just to see where the break came from, where the flag goes up behind. And they're just deciding. Remember Ben Johnson breaking in a semi-final in Seoul at the Olympic Games, and we all remember what happened with Raylene Boyle, who was on earlier today. in Montreal in 1976 in the 200 metres, where she had 2 breaks and was unable to go on in the competition. So I haven't been able to pick it up yet, Jane. In fact, here we go. Is it against Kerry?
I'm not sure, Bruce. Perhaps they haven't credited it to anyone. There could have been a few unsteady girls out there.
Okay, so it looks like there's no red flag against any of the runners. Again, this wind gusting up. Gainsford 3 from the left, Johnson 4 from the left, and then Moore next to her. So all set. Let's see if they get away cleanly. They did, and again Johnson was up first, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. It's Jane Ovenden of Western Australia's run 11.54 this season.
I think that was definitely a break against Kerry then. I'll have to have a look and wait and see what the officials say, but I'm pretty sure it would be against Kerry Johnson.
Queensland, 1 break.
Yes,
1 break,
the break is against Johnson. It's just been announced. So Kerry can't afford to break again here.
On your mark.
Going for a first Australian Championship at 100 metres. Quite extraordinary. She's won 1 title at 200. There's Gainsford.
On your mark.
So Johnson settling again.
Set.
Okay, got a good clean start. Johnson leading Gainsford clearly, and Moore and Ovenden. Gainsford to come home over the top of Johnson and Moore. Gainsford flashing at Moore. Gainsford and Moore, they're going to hit it together. Gainsford, I think's won. Yes, she has. 2 strong in the end, and Johnson 3rd. Well, a great performance. Slowly away. Johnson clearly in front of her early, but Jane, this is a good talent, isn't it, Melinda Gainsford?
She is a great talent, and I think the problem there, Kerry did have a break against her. Didn't get her usual quick start. She would usually lead the field well and truly at about the 40.
Championship has taken it out. The gold medalist, Melinda Gainsford, unofficial time, 11.52.
Right, let's talk about some of the highlights. And Melinda Gainsford, well, she's going for the double today.
She's outstanding, Sandy. She's really been the revelation. It's interesting, as a 17, 18 and 19-year-old, she was kept in the under-20 division. A lot of people criticised her coach, Jackie Burns. She's come through this year. She's run a number of qualifiers in the 200, and on Friday ran a qualifier in the 100. She's the best sprinter we've had, I think, since Raylene Ball. She's very exciting. Let's go to the 100 metres yesterday. Kerry Johnson, the favourite with Melinda Gainsford. They were running into a strong headwind.
Set.
Okay, got a good clean start. Johnson leading Gainsford clearly, and Moore and Ovenden. Gainsford to come home over the top of Johnson and Moore. Gainsford flashing at Moore. Gainsford and Moore, they're going to hit it together. Gainsford, I think's won. Yes, she has. 2 strong in the end, and Johnson 3rd. Well, a great performance. Slowly away. Johnson clearly in front of her early, but Jane, this is a good talent, isn't it, Melinda Gainsford?
She is a great talent, and I think the problem there, Kerry did have a break against her. Didn't get her usual quick start. She would usually lead the field well and truly at about the 40-metre mark, but she didn't and paid the price for it.
Yeah, she's the new golden girl of Australian sprinting, and after the race, Max Stevens asked Melinda about the future.
Well, I'm going to America hopefully in the 1st of April for 3 weeks with the relay team, the Australian relay team. And then I'll get into hard training and then pick again for Barcelona.
Well, Melinda, thanks for your time today. Lovely girl to speak with.
Thanks, Max.
So Melinda Gainsford going for the 200 today. That's her best event.